Hello, my homeschooling friends. I thought it would be fun. I was going to do like a plan with me video, and I usually do like an over the shoulder, like as I'm planning in my planner. But to change it up and make it a little different, I thought, why don't I just take you on with me on my thought process as I'm planning for a new homeschool week? So that's what I'm going to do in this video, and hopefully it's helpful. I don't know if it will be or not. Maybe it'll be entertaining. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Let me know. But today is Thursday when I'm filming this, and it's the end of our school week. So we just completed our school week. It is, what time is it? 20 to 1. Don't look at the clock behind me. It's wrong. The battery's not working. But it's 20 to 1. And I need to plan out our homeschool week for next week. But it's a little different because we're actually going to be out of town. We're going to stay at my parents' house. My husband is going to be away on a work trip. By the time you see this, this will all be over and done with. But he will be away on a work trip. And usually we just stay home. But my kids have struggled. Last time he was away, they struggled quite a bit with just missing him and everything. And so I thought he's going to be gone for extra long this time. I thought like a total different change of scenery will probably help because they'll be distracted. So we're going to head to my parents for a few days, but we're still going to be doing school while we're there. I don't want to take the week off. But also, it's my niece's birthday next week, and my girls are going to go for a cousin sleepover, and so we will technically miss a day of school regardless. So I need to figure out how to like work it all into our schedule and everything. And I sometimes don't mind missing things, and we will miss some stuff probably. Like we'll probably skip a couple things or just like, push them forward or whatever. But there's some things that I don't like to get behind on. And so I might double up or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do, figure that out. And I also have to figure out all of the books that I have to take with, which is going to be a lot because it is the one thing about using sunlight. As much as I love sunlight, there are a lot of books. And so I have to just figure out what we're taking next week with us. So let's get started on it. Also, excuse my mic situation here. I love this microphone. It works so much better than my old one, but I have no idea how to wear it discreetly without it rubbing and sounding weird. So it's just very much on display. I'm sorry. But at least you can hear me, right? So anyway, let's just get into this. Those of you who have seen my planning videos before will know that I'm using the Plum Paper Planner. This is their homeschool planner. I bought this at the end of last year on their Black Friday sale, and I have been very, very, very pleased with it. At this point, I'm planning on purchasing another one at the end of our school year for next year because I've enjoyed using it. It's simple. It does exactly what I want it to do. I like the layout. So I fill out everything in here. This is what I use for our day-to-day homeschool. And then I have in front of me, hang on, let me turn the camera around. Hopefully you can see a little bit here. I have in front of me all of our books that we've used today and this week. And most of them can just go back into their storage, but some of them I refer to as I'm planning. So that's what I've got them here for. And then I've also got over here, I'll bring it around so hopefully you can see it in the camera. You see that? Spin you around a little bit. I've got my cart here, and I put all of my teacher's manuals in here. This is what sits next to me at the table while I'm teaching the kids. Hold on, let's zoom out again so you can not be zoomed into my chin. And I refer to these when I'm planning as well. So you can also examine my messy lounge in the background because, well, it's not that messy. It won't take much to clean up, but we've been obviously schooling in there today, and so it's being used. So anyway, it's a busy day. I've got lots of filming to do this afternoon, and so I'm trying to get this done and out of the way, and then I will have lunch, and my kids can help clean up the house. We do that at about 1 o'clock. They do a big cleanup of the downstairs, and then they have rest time at 2 o'clock for an hour, and then screen time after that, so it gives me a bit of time to get some work done in the afternoon. So I asked them not to come in here while I'm filming this, just to try and keep the noise level down, but we'll see how well they remember that. So I need my glasses on because I actually can't see very well at all without my glasses on, but I often take them off when I'm filming because of the glare. But in order to actually see what I'm writing, I need my glasses on. Okay, so we're moving into a new month. finished June, was the last school week of June, so we're moving into July. So I'm going to go to my first week in July, which is here. And then you can probably, hopefully you can see nicely on the camera there. I've got my stuff labeled down the side here. I have group subjects, and then each child has a box. And then I've got home and work and meals, and it just says the same thing on the other side. And on the other side, there's also like a to-do list thing, which to be honest, I actually don't use this very much. But you know, it's handy for when I do want it. So what I typically do when I'm doing this at the end of every week is I go to the back here, and what I love at the back of a planner is when they've got a pocket, because I store things in there, and I have my lesson plans, which I pre-plan this at like the beginning of every term. I just do it on like a Google Doc thing, and I just made my own table and I put in our lesson plans, and it obviously does change often throughout the term because kids get sick and whatever else, but it's good for me to refer to. And so I just use that to then like go in and write out my lesson plan. So that's what I'm going to do now. But my phone is dinging, and I'm just making sure there's nothing urgent. It doesn't look like it. That's what I'm going to do now. And then I also do refer to books a little bit. For instance, Annie, my 7-year-old, does reading out of the Abeka Readers, but I don't follow their schedule exactly. And so I just look at the teacher's guide and pick which stories we're going to read throughout the week out of here. And there might be a couple of things, like my son is ahead of his reading program for Sunlight, so I need to refer to that and not this, although I might have corrected it when I did this for the latest term, things like that. So I'm just going to go in and start it. I'll put you over my shoulders so you can actually see what I'm doing in here. And you can, see, I'll just probably do like a real speed through, because I've done lots of these Plan With Me videos before where you see me writing the stuff in. If you want to see more of those, I'll try and remember to link one here. But I'll do that and then like just talk you through the stuff that I do prep ahead of time, which is very little, but I do prep ahead of time. And this week I'm going to be looking extra because we're going to be away. I just need to know what supplies are necessary for, especially like math, if we need any specific manipulatives, or if I can like just make do with stuff at my mom's house, like, you know, just substitute things or whatever. So I'm going to do that and just make sure I don't need to bring anything extra when we go next week, because I feel I can have it all prepped now. It's actually going to be a long weekend for us. It's Matariki tomorrow, which is a public holiday here in New Zealand now. And so my husband's not going to be working, which is fantastic because it's a long weekend, and then he heads off for basically all of next week. And then he's working the first day he gets back. So we're not going to see a lot of him. So I want to get this done now so I can just enjoy the weekend with him and the kids, and not have to think so much about packing next week. Okay, I'm blathering on now. Like, let's do the actual like putting stuff in the planner. Okay, I've just finished writing out, excuse the light ring and the phone, also doing real at the same time. So, I have finished writing in everything except for Annie's reading. Let me just turn this off for a second so we don't need to have the bright light on. I've done everything except for Annie's reading. So I need to look at the guide for that. So this is the Abeka Grade 1 Language Arts Guide, and she is doing 3 lessons out of here this week, because she's going to be away for one, and that's fine. I don't mind. Like, we'll just do this at our own pace. But what I want to look at is so like there's the portion that says like reading. And what I do, like they have so much reading assigned, it's kind of insane. And she also does sunlight as well, so I don't do even close to what they recommend. But like they're saying read pages 34 to 40. Oh, that's the PM. So 29 to 33 and then 34 to 40. Like we're not doing all that. So what I just look at is like where it starts in here at the beginning of our week and then where they would end up. So we're going up to 128 this week. And the reading ends at 51. So we start at 29 and we end at 51. So 29, we actually read that already. So it starts here and it ends at page 51. So there are several stories between those two places. So what I'm going to do is just go through and pick out a couple that we're going to read. And we're going to only read 2 this week because on Tuesdays we have homeschool meetup, and so we don't do reading in here because I just don't have time. So I'm just going to pick a couple stories and write them in. I think we're going to do... Okay, so I picked... What did I pick? 42 to 45. So I picked this story, The Blind Man and the Lame Man, which looked interesting. And then the other one I picked is The Wolf and the Dog. So those are the 2 stories I'm going to read with her. And I don't always get her to read all of it. I probably will with these ones because they're shorter, but some of them are really long. And so sometimes she'll read a page and I'll read a page. And it kind of just helps to break things up. So that's her reading planned out. I've got all our lessons written down. And what I've done is I've doubled up history and science and like our read alouds on Monday and Thursday. For Monday and Thursday, so that we still get in 4 days worth of lessons for our group subjects. But then for individual subjects, I'm just like skipping language arts and math, or just like pushing it forward. We'll just like pick up where we left off the following week, and that's fine. It's only like 1 day. So that is how I planned that out. I do like to look. I've also got this other little year at a glance thing that I made myself at the beginning of the year. This shows our year, and I like it because I just look at it real quick to make sure that I'm not missing any major events. My pen is running out of ink. I need to put a new thing in it. Yeah, and I just like making sure like we're so off of our schedule that I start at the beginning of the year, and that's fine. But making sure I'm not missing anything. And then I also have in my planner all of our birthdays and everything on my calendar spread, so I can also check that for July. And we only have my niece's birthday. So what I need to do now is get some washi tape and some highlighters just to make the planner pretty, because it's a new month and every month I tend to change whatever washi tape and highlighters I've been using, and I like to color coordinate it with whatever the tab is on the planner just to keep things simple. So last month I had this pretty one. Are you going to focus? No, it was pretty. And I had these 2. These are just the Crayola Super Tips. I had these as my little highlighters. So let's go look and see what washi tape I can find. And then I will just make this prettier. And then I can go ahead and figure out what books I have to take with me. And I need to wrap this up because I'm getting really hungry. Christine's not good to be around when she's hangry. Let's just put it that way. Okay, I'm back and I've got my washi tape. I grabbed this one. It's real like dark one. And I actually was boring and I stayed with the same. I'm just going to keep it with one color because I don't know. It's winter. I'm feeling a little uninspired, to be honest. We're through the first month of winter and I'm kind of like at the point where I'm like, okay, the warmer weather can come back now. Like I enjoyed winter. I enjoyed autumn so much. And I've realized that I'm somebody is hugely motivated by whatever temperature it is. And so if it's too cold or too hot, my motivation levels go down significantly. So like autumn and spring are really good times of the year for me because I get a lot done because I'm like not too hot, not too cold. Summer and winter, another story entirely. So anyway, I was just thinking about that as I was this morning, as I was like, I'm kind of like just feeling over winter now. We've still got 2 months to go, but that's okay. So I'm gonna make this pretty and then we'll do the books and make sure I've got everything organized for that. Okay, so it's time to organize books. And then the one thing I do prep ahead of time are these flashcards that I use for my 7-year-old. Because it's a pain in the butt to have to like get them while I'm teaching the lesson. So I've got all of her like phonics charts and stuff in here from Rebecca. But I like to get these out ahead of time. So I'm going to look at the teacher's manual for that in a second. Okay, so basics. Let's look at this is my middle daughter's stuff. She's going to need handwriting from the Good and Beautiful. She's got these books, which she will do. Sweet, look here. She's such a little artist. She's like drawn a little crab there. She's always drawing. Anyway, she's like copied the crab and sand. Anyway, so she's just doing 3 out of here this next week. And same with this one. So this stuff is pretty self-explanatory, but she is going to finish off this book next week. So I need to get the next book that she's up to with that. And then Math with Confidence, I need to just quickly look and see what she has to do this week and if I need any manipulatives. She's been doing time, so she might need a clock. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave these home for this week just because they're more of a supplement, but my kids love these. If you have not tried these with your kids, I'm trying to remember to have a link down in the description below, but they are really fun. All my kids do these. They all have them, their grade levels, and they're just quick and easy, and we enjoy doing those. So there's that. Now my son has got this, and I'm pretty sure he's finishing this off this week as well. So I need to get his next book. This goes with his language arts. Again, I need to check his Math with Confidence. He's got mind benders, but I'm going to put that away. And he's got handwriting. And then he's also got language arts. So that's done. And then my littlest, I need to just check her, Rebecca, because she has been doing these little books, and I'm pretty sure she'll be doing the next one of these. And she's reviewing this. So I need to take, I don't need to take that because we're going to be home when we start that. I will take this with because she will be doing, although I might just rip this page out and bring this one page. Okay, so instead of taking this whole book, I'm just ripped out the page that she's going to be doing this week while we're away. And I will slide that into her Math with Confidence book. And we've got that. I'm not going to take this, even though they're fun. I will take her handwriting because she really enjoys this. So she's just got those. I've got to take this for my daughter, and I'll have to take my teacher's manuals. I'm considering not taking my Math with Confidence manuals, though, because I have the PDF version, and then I can just look at that on my phone. And then I don't have to deal with those big books because they are really big books to have to take. Okay, back with the books. I've got this for my son. He's moving on to this for his literature, and my daughter's starting this one, which I actually think might be the last one of her grade 1 readers, and then she's moving on to grade 2. So she's got that. And then this little book for my littlest one. I think that's all their individual stuff. So it's still a lot, but their individual stuff, which is like that many books. And then I'm going to go ahead and check our group study. So, all right, I think I've finished gathering the stuff we need. So for our group studies, we're finishing off one of our books before we leave. That is Louis Braille. That's been such a good book. We've really enjoyed it. But we'll finish that before we leave. And then we're moving on to What Makes You Ill for science. I think that's our science read aloud. No, it's our history read aloud. So history, I think we're actually going to this and Johnny Appleseed. I need to grab that book. This is for science. We're moving on to this for science. So we've got that for science and that. This is our family read aloud at the moment that we're starting. And then we've got our Bible book. So that's all of that. Hold on. Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed is coming with us. And then I have my instructor guides for science and history. They're going to come with. And then the last thing, other than like my Rebecca flashcards, are my daughter's Sunlight read aloud. So I just need to have the ones that we're going to need when we're over there. So I'll go through that and grab those. And there will be a few. So this is like the pile that I'm taking, plus whatever flashcards I need for this. And then there will be another pile of books. So there'll be a couple piles of books, and that'll be all our school stuff. I don't know. This video was meant to be just sort of like a different take on planning with me and what that looks like. And I feel very all over the place, quite honestly, because I just have a lot to fit in today, and next week's going to be different for us. And I don't usually film in the house so much. I'm usually filming in the studio where it's quiet and there are almost no interruptions. There have been many interruptions for this video. So anyway, that is it. I will take my planner with me because that's my guide on how to do everything. I will have to take my Abeka teacher manuals, but I can go off of my phone for Math with Confidence. So that's really good. So that's what I'm going to take next week. This is definitely far more complicated than I would usually have to do for like a weekly plan with me. Usually it's just a case of like pulling out my planner and writing down what I know we're doing next week. And I don't usually have to prep books. And if I do, it takes me like 2 seconds to pull them off the bookshelf. But because I need to be organized for next week, I went above and beyond. So anyway, I hope this was like interesting. It was kind of like just come along with me and see how I do things. I don't know that it's going to add any value into your life as far as like how to do things more streamlined or easier, but that's what it looks like for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions for me, do leave them down in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars.